In this video, we're going to go over the cost of living associated with living in University Place. Now, this is going to be one of the more highlighted locations of Pierce County and basically, in my opinion, Washington in general. So does this place cost more? And how we're going to figure that out in this video, which is why you have to pay attention. We are going to go over the average rent cost. What is the real estate market here going for in the area? How much is the common necessity? How much is bread, eggs, and even the cost of your utilities on an average month? Man, it looks like we have a ton of things to cover, and my name is George Rodriguez with EXP Realty, and allow me a few moments today to be your realtor. Hopefully you're enjoying this t-shirt as much as I am because it's almost the start of Raider football, but in this area it's Seahawk football. But let's go ahead and get started with University Place. If you are not familiar yet, University Place is going to be one of the darlings of Pierce County because it is going to be one of the highlighted areas for a good way of life, meaning you have everything you could possibly need and also provides one of the best education systems in not only Pierce County, but the state of Washington in general. So that's why it's a very nice place to call home, because you can raise your children here and you know that they're going to get one of the best educations possible here in the public school system of Washington State. Of course, it's not always going to be about the kids. Sometimes us adults, we need something else to kind of enjoy our day-to-day lifestyle. What do you mean by that? And this is where Chambers Bay and University Place comes in hand. So not only is Chambers Bay the best location to actually get your morning stroll on, take your family out and just enjoy the fresh air of the Pacific Northwest and have the Narrows staring at you. You're going to have the Chambers Bay Golf Course here as well. So if you need to get some swings in with the golf club, this is going to be in your backyard. So hands down, this is going to be one of the best locations because the entirety of Pierce County is going to be coming to Chambers Bay anyway because they want to get some good nature in their life. And you're going to have it at your fingertips. If you weren't already in love, this area is going to be a great and desirable location for those families that are trying to actually set their roots in. They're trying to retire here and they're just trying to enjoy life because when you're living in this area, it is a lot more expensive and there's no way to hide it. That's why the quality of life is that much better because it costs so much to get in. So it does keep a lot of the unwantedness out because unfortunately, it's not easily affordable.
Shut up and take my money.
So now that we have brought up affordability, let's talk about how much the rent cost is going to be if you're going to be planning to actually rent here in this location because not everyone is looking to purchase. So this is going to be brought to you from rent.com and actually taking a look here in University Place. Now we take a look at the average rent cost. Now for a studio, you're looking at $12.95 and then a one bed at $14.45 with a two bed sitting at $18.30. Now take a look at those annual changes. Those annual changes are going to show that it's going to be at -23, -31, and -23% on an annual change. So rent prices are actually coming down, believe it or not. Social media may be lying to you, but hey, the numbers do not. Now this is for the average cost of an apartment. This is not what a house is going to cost you. So you know, obviously you're sharing walls, meaning you're sharing walls with your neighbors. It's going to be a little bit cheaper. Now, if we take a look with the comparison in terms of living in other locations, for example, Bellevue in King County, is it to cost you almost $1,000 more if you're deciding to live in a studio apartment up north. Of course, you live further up north, it is going to cost a little more. But let's go and take a look at what a one bed would cost. One bed is going to cost you for Bellevue at $26.87, and then look, two bed Kirkland, $4,455. Insanity. So now for a rent trends when it comes to the actual chart basis, I do love this because it shows what things were costing on average over the past year. Now if we take a look at September for a three bed, they were asking $31.37. It's insanity because at that point in time, that is way more than a mortgage, especially at these low interest rates that were being offered last year. But let's take a look at what it is now. Now right here, it shows at $24.97 for a three bed, and then July prospectively as well. Now, if you take a look right here, you can always go down and see what a two bed, a one bed, and also a studio is going to cost you. But that's going to be your prerogative. You can use this website down below, and I'll link it down in the description below. At the time of this recording, there is going to be a total number of properties sold in 2023 at a number of 198 properties sold in University Place alone. So as you can see, there's not very many properties being sold here in this location, which makes it a little bit harder to get into because honestly, not everyone is selling. Now for the month of August in 2023, the average median sale price is going to be sitting at $691,725. Now, even with these high interest rates that we are currently facing here in the real estate market, just not only in Washington, but in the United States in general, the average day on market is going to be sitting at 16 days. So basically every single property that goes onto the marketplace on average is going to be sitting at 16 days to get sold, which honestly is not too bad considering that unfortunately rates are extremely high and there's not as many buyers out in the marketplace. Now, these data points are brought to you from the Northwest Multiple Listing Service. It is the data that they give us as realtors to use in assistance for our clients. Now, of course, you can use Redfin, Zillow, Trulia, whatever. At the end of the day, that is ballpark and what you're going to be paying and expectations of the University Place marketplace. Now, with all this talk about housing, let's talk about how much it's going to cost you to keep the lights on, how much it's going to cost to get the trash out. We have to wonder what our monthly cost is on average going to be, and this is where, honestly, if someone lives in your area, they can provide you the best knowledge. When it comes to University Place, their utilities are provided by TPU, Tacoma Public Utilities. Now, I live in Tacoma, and we have the same company that provides everything for us when it comes to our monthly utilities. Now, the cost, I'm gonna use mine on average. I have 5 people in my household, 2,300 square foot property, and on average, I pay around like $305 to $294. I mean, I have a heat pump, so the cold air is going, hot air is going, and basically someone's always at the house because obviously I work at home. I pay around, on average, I'll just say $300 a month for power, for trash, sewer, water. On average, from doing my research, everyone for power is paying around, like, I want to say like $175 a month just for power. Of course, you have more that goes into your utility costs. But that's basically on average what I personally pay, and you can use that for your resource to assist you what you may be paying on top of not only your rental or your mortgage, depending on if you're renting or buying. If you're finding anything at all helpful in this video, do not forget to leave a like and subscribe, as it does help me, but also helps push this video out to even more locals to get this information as well. So now that you know the average median sale price that things go for in University Place, let's give you an idea. Let's see what $575,000 is going to get you here in this area. And of course, this is where I like to hear everyone chime in. Go ahead and leave a comment down below if you feel this is worth it or it is not. Of course, most people that missed out on the housing market will always say it's not worth it. But of course, let's see what the market gets you today. Now, this is a 4-bed, 2.5 bath property. It was sitting on the market for 48 days. Now, of course, this is well above the average. So of course, take that into account, where better photos and also a better effort in terms of actually updating the property prior to going onto the market would have helped them out a ton. Now, if you take a look here, this is a 2-car garage exterior. They kind of cheated on the landscaping, so take notes if you hate doing landscaping. They put some mulch down on the side, so it does minimize the need for their personal landscaping. Of course, they did take some pride into it, as you can see in this next photo here. They did a little rock bridge, do what you gotta do to make it look good. Then enter in the inside, you can see that they do have updated floors, and the baseboard on the side is white as well. So of course, that must have happened when they redid the floors. Now, they do have the original cabinetry. Pay attention to that, because that could have gone a long way in actually assisting them to help in selling quicker. Of course, they could have just painted it white. But on to the next, they do have some stainless steel appliances that did originally stay with the property as well. So that does help in terms of kind of facilitating an easier turnkey process. Here's your first bedroom right here. Another photo. The nicest thing they have done is going to be in this bathroom. They did redo the bathroom, they did tile floors with the tile accent on the shower as well. Nice and beautiful touch. Honestly, the house could have used more of this, and it would have done them tremendous favors in terms of the selling prospects. Now, next here, we have the next bedroom. So this is your second, and this is your next bathroom here. This is where you can see where the photos could have done so much better. The cabinetry, as you can tell, also kind of, doesn't even close all the way. So taking the prospect of actually getting your property ready would have done them crazy amounts of justice. Here's your next 2 bedrooms and your half bath. Nice cell phone picture for you there. Photos go a long way, ladies and gentlemen. Do not cut yourself short. Now, of course, this can be your next living room area, or a loft, if you would like to call it. Now, this is where, honestly, the beauty of the home actually shines. It's a fully fenced-in property, has a nice deck, so you can enjoy the exterior life of what Pacific Northwest has to offer you. And if you look next, they have like a little cutout section for a dog or some chickens. Personally, I think it's for a dog, but of course, that's just me. Okay, I'm a dog person. I'm always thinking about dogs. Here we have another photo of the front. Now, of course, the property, honestly, photos, marketing could have done this property some super justice, and also a little bit more of effort when it comes to actually getting the property ready would have helped the sellers a lot more in terms of not only not having to cut their costs down in terms of the price, but also a faster facilitating sell. So now, how much are the little things in life going to cost you? How much is eggs, bread, even a burger going to cost you? Luckily for you, I have done even more research that benefits you even more. Of course, right here, it is going to say the median home price is at $747. That is incorrect, my friend. Due to recent data, you know what it is now, and you welcome. Now, taking a look even further, you can see that, of course, it says here your average bill, like I said earlier, sitting around $175, with the phone bill sitting at $188. Honestly, that is up to you and what you personally decide to do. Now, of course, take a look at the gas. Now, for gas, honestly, this is really low. Honestly, you're gonna be paying around like $4.60 to $5, depending on where you're at, especially in University Place. And I'm diesel, so trust me, I'm up there, right up there with you. Now, taking a look right here, your food and grocery for University Place has grocery prices that are 22% higher than the national average. Loaf of bread, $4.72. Of course, everything there is natural and vegan, so you're gonna have to pay more for the price tag. Now, for a gallon of milk, $2.96. Isn't that crazy to think? Of course, I'm just 31, okay? 30 at the time of this video. Well, no, 31 at the time of the video. I'm already trying to cheat my age. I remember things were so much cheaper, it's insane. I remember milk was $1. Now, hamburger right here, $6.24. Have you went into a McDonald's lately? You will leave that bad boy paying at least $20 to $30 for McDonald's. Insanity, of course. Now, if we take a look at the healthcare, also the healthcare in University Place is sitting at 28% higher. And of course, this is Washington in general. Of course, this caveat of location isn't going to be 28% higher than a national average in general. The whole state of Washington is like that as well. Now, if you see here, doctor's visit sitting at 160, dentist at 138, optometry 150, and you can read the last two. Of course, we already know the cost of drugs is insane, but of course, that's why we all have insurance. I do assume and hope, because honestly, this America's medical system will get you, trust me. Now that we have all of that information, now we can digest how much is $100,000 going to get us here in this location. Well, luckily for you, Washington State does not levy a personal income tax. So the beautiful thing is when you file your taxes, you're not going to have to pay the state. You only have to pay the federal when it comes to the IRS at the end of the year, if you decide to even file your taxes, but that's on you, my friend. Now that does help, so let's take a look at what the $100,000 mark is going to be. Now, if you are making $100,000, you are going to be paying a 24% tax bracket when you do file your taxes. So of course, simple math is going to tell you that you're going to have $76,000 left to use, but of course, now you have to deduct that from your taxes. So honestly, you're probably sitting around like probably 63,000 left. Now you can use that and honestly use your own personal judgment if this area is going to be right and fit for you, because honestly, with how things are going in today's economy, you're going to need multiple streams of income to actually live comfortably. And of course, unfortunately, that is the new age in terms of what we are living in as United States in general. With all this taken into account, and you can decide if University Place in terms of cost of living is going to be right for you. Now, when you are deciding to live in University Place, this is going to be, like I said earlier, the darling of Pierce County, because it does offer so many amenities and a good quality of life that you can easily raise a family from, and also get the best education at. In terms of real estate in general, you have to understand that when it comes to location, the closer you are to the freeway, the closer you are to the water, the more expensive it's going to be. So the quality of life here is going to be that much better in comparison to its neighbors throughout when it does come to Pierce County in general. So that does come at a price tag, and an elevated one at that. Now, is the cost of living worth it to you when it does come to University Place? Now, I'm going to leave that in your corner if you feel that it is going to be good or not. If you do feel like I missed anything, do not hesitate to leave a comment down below, as I will do my best to answer everything at all. But of course, if I can't answer it, I'm sure one of the very opinionated people in the Pacific Northwest or someone online will gladly chime in and give you what they feel. And if you're looking to buy or sell real estate here in the state of Washington, or even just in University Place, my contact information is going to be down below, and my name is George Rodriguez with eXp Realty, and you have a good day.